it's B. Welcome to The Hive. In today's episode, we're diving into an important question. How do you know that the Young Professional program is right for you, especially when it involves changing locations, switching industries, or careers? Let's talk about why this is such an important decision and how you can make sure it aligns with your goals.
And just a small disclaimer, I'm a firm believer that you can change any choice anytime if it's not aligned with your happiness anymore, but that in other episodes. Let's go to the subject for today.
So you've come across an opportunity, let's say a Young Professional program. Before you let yourself be taken over by excitement or just start wondering if they would want you instead, the first question to ask yourself is this program the right choice for me? Just like any other career choice, entering a Young Professional program should be an informed decision. Does the opportunity represent a career continuation, a career upgrade, or a career switch? Understanding where you are in your journey will help you clarify your motivation to apply, the connection between your current role and the desired one, or the needs that the new role might fulfill. When I was considering this step, I thought about 3 key areas. Number 1 was about the fit with my career path. Was that a conventional or unconventional choice? How would that challenge me in new ways? What learning opportunities would it bring to me? Second, it was about my personal life. Would this program fit my lifestyle goals? Would it give me more international exposure? Would it help me work in a specific location? And 3, it was about purpose. Was this program going to help me get more of the meaning and purpose I was craving? You can also consider other aspects such as the size of the organization, the exposure to leadership, your ability to drive change, or even the type of role, internal versus client-facing. Asking yourself this question not only can help you narrow down whether this is the right path for you, but it also prepares those talking points that can help you stand out during the application process and during the interviews. So, who are these professional programs for? Broadly speaking, based on my experience so far, people who are motivated to join these renowned professional programs can be divided between 2 buckets with a small intersection in between. On the one side, there are people who are just motivated by pragmatic advantages of this career, and in the second bucket, there are people who are really passionate about the work. Most people I've encountered view Young Professional programs as an entry point to a career that is both meaningful and impactful. Whether you're working on projects related to infrastructure or climate change or poverty alleviation, your work really has the potential to create an impact beyond just the bottom line. Of course, like any other things in life, these programs have both advantages and disadvantages. I'll tell you my main pros and cons. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's start with the biggest advantages. My all-time favorite number 1 advantage: meaningful work. Depending on the projects that you're involved in, your work will probably go beyond just theoretical concepts. You'll be working on real-world problems with tangible outcomes, which can be incredibly fulfilling. Your daily work can lead to connecting 2 rural communities, or building a dam against sea level rise, or building sewage systems. Or if it's an internal role, you can work on agreements among international organizations, or on events steering the global agenda. Second, and I can't pick between my first and my second, the exposure to brilliant minds. One of the greatest assets of these programs is that you get to work with incredibly smart, diverse people from all over the world. You learn so much from their experiences, backgrounds, and perspectives. These are really things that you can't pick up easily in books or in libraries. I had so many coffee chats that simply felt like life epiphanies or sessions to charge your batteries and feel inspired. The third one is very obvious: international exposure. These programs open the door to international careers. Whether it's working in different countries around the world or traveling for your projects, this is an ideal career path for anyone interested in working globally and developing a global network. Plus, you constantly work with different cultures, you find yourself engaged in different cultural activities, and travel much more often for personal reasons. Fourth, is about the rotations. Most of these programs include rotations which allow you to experience roles in different parts of the organization. This lets you really understand the organization, its strengths, its weaknesses, but most of all, builds a powerful network inside. Number 5, I let the admin at the end. It doesn't all have to be about something higher, meaningful. Some people just want to have stability and a good life from their career. So for those whose choice is more rational, just know that these programs offer a rewarding career path, competitive salaries, a good work-life balance, and excellent benefits. For many, this balance between meaningful work and personal life is the major perk. Now, let's move on to the cons. A reality check. Number 1, travel fatigue. If your role involves client-facing operations, then travel might be demanding at times. It might become exhausting and your personal life can take a backseat sometimes. If you're not client-facing, your work might still involve late-night calls, especially when your project involves stakeholders from different time zones. Second, transitory relationships. You might not think about it initially, but it's a reality. The nature of international organizations means that your relationships might be short-lived. They still are super valuable. You'll meet amazing people and you will have really good friends, but many will be constantly moving around. So having those lifelong, stable relationships where you're physically there for each other might be difficult. It's not bad. It's just a different lifestyle and friendship nature, and you have to be ready to embrace this reality. Third con, I chose institutional roadblocks and bureaucracy. One of the most frustrating things you might encounter is having to navigate the institutional roadblocks and bureaucratic systems that both enable and slow down change. Particularly for young people with big ideas, your drive to create a good change might be hindered by red tape or just by the reality of consensus building. And this can be discouraging. You sometimes realize that your idea of good change is not everyone's idea of good change. And that's where the real work starts. My fourth choice for disadvantages is something connected, and it's the slow pace of change. In larger organizations, change is slower. It's something that you have to come to terms with. Career growth is also slower once you're in the system. And most importantly, your effort sometimes might feel like a drop in the ocean. But remember, real tectonic change often requires patience and perseverance. So in this sense, for me, this was a true life lesson. I really needed to learn patience. That's it. Remember that young professional programs are all about commitment, whether to a cause or to a new career challenge. If you're still uncertain whether this right path is for you, but you still want to give it a try, go for it. But here's the thing, you will be competing against incredibly driven individuals. Many, not like me, dream and get ready to work in these institutions for years. So you need to prove that you're there to contribute meaningfully, not just for a half-hearted trial. Before you decide, take the time to reflect deeply on your goals and aspirations. Your decision could open the door to a really rewarding, purpose-driven career. If you found the episode useful, like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode where we discuss about how to apply to these programs and what makes a good candidate. Thank you all. See you next time.